Hello, students, boys and girls. I welcome you all to grade 8 science. So, you're going to learn all new topics in science this year, and I will begin with synthetic fibers and plastics. So, till now, you have learned about the fibers which are natural and the animal fibers. So, the natural fibers you have learned about is cotton and jute, and the animal fibers were wool and silk. Yes. Now we are going to learn in this chapter about the synthetic fibers. Now, what are these synthetic? When we say synthetic, it always means man-made fibers, or they are artificial fibers. They are not natural fibers. Okay. So we are going to cover about synthetic fibers and also about plastics. Okay. Great. So before we go to the actual synthetic fibers, we'll once again revise what we had done in the previous classes. That is about the classification of fibers. How are the fibers classified? Now, fibers can be classified into natural fibers and man-made fibers. Man-made fibers are also known as synthetic fibers. Okay? Synthetic fibers. So natural fibers again are of two types. They are plant fibers and animal fibers. Plant fibers which you have done are cotton and jute. In detail you have done, although we have other plant fibers also like flax, hemp. Okay. Then animal fibers, examples are wool and silk. We also have camel hair and all, from which the wool is made, and even fabric is made, but then it is very coarse. So you had done in detail about wool and silk, how wool is from the fiber to wool and from the fiber to silk, from the silk moth laying the eggs, from the egg stage to the cocoon stage, and then how silk is produced from the cocoons. Yes. So in this chapter, we are going to concentrate on the synthetic fibers, that is man-made fibers. See, man has made so many things now. There are so many synthetic things available. Yes, because of the development in science and technology. The science and technology has developed so much that even elements, you'll be surprised to know that even elements are being made by man. Previously, elements were found in the earth's crust and they were found in nature. But then now elements are being prepared by man in the labs. So you can imagine how science and technology, to what extent it has developed, and it is being developed further. It is going on developing day after day. Yes. So let us see what are the synthetic fibers. We'll be studying about nylon, polyester, polyethylene, polypropylene, and rayon. So in these, we'll be concentrating on nylon and rayon. Okay. So all these are made from the petroleum products, and they are also made of carbon compounds. Okay. So these are the man-made fibers. Now let us go and see what are synthetic fibers. Now, we know that synthetic fibers are the fibers made by human beings. They are called synthetic fibers or man-made fibers. Then synthetic fiber, what does the synthetic fiber have? The synthetic fiber has a single small unit known as a monomer. And these small units, they combine together and they form a large unit which is known as a polymer. So the synthetic fibers are nothing but they are these polymers. Okay, they have these polymers. A single unit is known as a monomer, mono single, and these single units, they join together, they link together, they bond together, and they form a polymer. And these polymers of various varieties again will form the various types of synthetic fibers. So the chain of small units, they join together, okay, to form a synthetic fiber. So synthetic fiber is a type of chain of small units. Now these small units are nothing but, what have we called them? Monomers. They are monomers. Okay, each small unit is actually a chemical substance. The small unit is also a chemical substance, and they join together to form a large unit known as the polymer. For example, let me give you a small example of this is known as ethene. It's a carbon compound. It is C2H4. The formula is it's a hydrocarbon, hydrogen and carbon. Okay, it's a compound, carbon compound, hydrocarbon, and to the power n number of these ethene molecules will bind together, will link together, will bond together, and they form a polymer, and that is nothing but our polythene. Polythenes, the plastic covers which we use, we cannot almost live without them. It has become a part and parcel of our lives. Although these days now slowly we are turning towards green environment, and we are thinking about, using cotton bags and jute bags when we go to the markets. Yes, but then polythene is still being used in a very large quantity all over the universe, all over in all the countries, not only in India, but in all the countries. So this polythene is nothing but a polymer. So this ethene here is a monomer. So that's just an example I've given you. Okay. So if you see all these are all, they look like silk, but then they are all synthetic fibers and the threads made out of synthetic fibers. And these are the articles and the fabric and things made of synthetic fibers or man-made fibers. Okay. Now we will go and see the types of synthetic fibers. What are the various types of synthetic fibers? Synthetic fibers are rayon, which is artificial silk, it is called, because it appears like silk. It is not silk, but it is appearance. It's the luster, the softness, the smoothness, everything appears like silk. So it is known as artificial silk. Then we have nylon, then polyester, and then acrylic. These are the synthetic fibers which you're going to learn about. So we'll be learning about rayon and nylon, especially in detail. So these are a few things made of these materials. See, this appears like silk. So this is rayon. Okay. Then you have polyester. Polyester, again, this cloth, acrylic. And then you have these, which is made of nylon. Nylon, you have the nylon wires, nylon ropes, So all those are made of nylon. So what are the synthetic fibers? Nylon, rayon, then acrylic and polyester. Okay. So let us go and see about each of them. So we'll first study about rayon. What is rayon? Rayon is a synthetic fiber that we have done. So what happened was silk already man knew, even in the 18th century and 17th century, silk was being produced, but then silk was very expensive. So they thought that it is very difficult for everybody to buy silk. So they thought we should have man thinks, man has the power to think. Man is very intelligent. So man said that let us make something which is similar to silk. Okay. But it is cheaper. It looks like silk. It will appear like silk, but it will be cheaper. So they came up with this synthetic fiber known as rayon. Okay, so such fiber was obtained by the chemical treatment of wood pulp. So how is rayon prepared? By treating the wood pulp chemically. So this was called as rayon or artificial silk. Although rayon is obtained from a natural source, which is wood pulp, yet it is a man-made fiber. Because wood pulp does not have any cocoon, does not have some fibers in it, and that it is naturally converting into rayon. So although wood pulp is natural, okay, but then because wood from the trees, it is natural, but we can't call rayon as natural because from the wood pulp has to be chemically treated. And who will treat this chemically? Man will treat it. So we call it as man-made fiber. Okay. So Although rayon is obtained from a natural source, wood pulp, but it is a man-made fiber. Then it is cheaper, very important, is cheaper than silk and can be woven like the silk fibers. It can be woven into various types of fabric. Then it can also be dyed into various colors. If you see in the background, there are so many colors of this rayon. And don't you think it appears like silk? It has that shine and smoothness. You feel like, holding it and looking at it. Then rayon is mixed with cotton. These days, rayon is mixed with cottons to form bed sheets. If you see this bed sheet, it will have the appearance of silk also. At the same time, it will be smooth and comfortable like cotton also. So there is cotton mixed with this rayon. So it is cotton silk, it is called. And it can be mixed with wool to make carpets, like this carpets and all which you find, these days in the markets, they are made of rayon. So rayon is an artificial fiber, or it's a synthetic fiber, or it is a man-made fiber, number one. Secondly, how is rayon prepared? From where? What is the source? Rayon is prepared from the wood pulp by chemically treating wood pulp. Chemically treating wood pulp. Okay? We get rayon. Then rayon is also known as artificial silk because it has the appearance of silk, number one. Secondly, it is also shining like silk. And thirdly, it can be dyed just like silk into various colors. And it is cheaper than silk. Very important here is it is cheaper than silk. So rayon is a synthetic fiber. And although it is made from the wood pulp, we call it man-made because it is chemically treated, and this chemical treatment or done in the factories and the mills is done by manually. Okay, it can be done by machines, but then man has to be there. Okay, so this is about rayon, and rayon is used to make even bed sheets when it is mixed with cotton, or it can be used to make carpets. Okay, now we go to the second synthetic fiber, which is nylon. So, nylon, it was prepared from coal, water, and air. Nylon is prepared from coal, water, and air, and it is the first fully synthetic fiber. Coal plus water plus air. Okay, these were the substances used to make nylon. The nylon fiber, what are the properties? It is strong, it is elastic, and it is light. Nylon, you all must have, maybe you have it even at home, first is, I will give an example of the badminton cork, shuttlecock. For children, when they are just learning badminton, they buy these small nylon corks. Yes, and then you have these strings on which we hang clothes. That is also the nylon string or the rope. Then the parachutes, if you see, they're so strong. You can imagine how strong nylon is. Elastic it is very, very strong that it can even. So parachutes are used for free falling and from the aircraft. When they drop from the aircraft, they use the parachutes. So imagine the parachute, the strings can hold the weight of the man. So they are so strong. Then it is lustrous and easy to wash. Very important. It is shining also. At the same time, it is easy to wash. The nylon, very, very, very common, is every day we use. First thing in the morning is a nylon toothbrush. The toothbrush we use has nylon bristles. Yes, it has nylon bristles. Now these bristles cannot be made out of cotton or jute. Yes, so these are the nylon bristles. See, they're so strong. They are helping to clean our teeth. And then after some time, of course, you need to change the toothbrush once they get twisted and turned and you feel that you're not able to brush properly. So nylon fiber is strong. Number one, it is elastic and it is light. Third. Fourth, it is lustrous. And fifth, it is easy to wash. So it became very, very popular for making clothes also because it is easy to wash. It dries also easily. Then socks, ropes, tents, toothbrushes, car seat belts, then sleeping bags, curtains. There are many things made of nylon. The nylon thread is actually very strong. It is so strong that we can even use for, or it is used to make the strings of the parachute. So if you see here, these are the sewing threads, which are again of nylon, backpack, nylon, raincoats you have of nylon, umbrellas of nylon. Why do we have umbrellas and raincoats? We don't have a cotton, because cotton will absorb all the water. But in rainy season, we want something which will, number one, protect us from the rain. Secondly, even if we get wet, or that particular tool or whatever we are using gets wet, it should dry very easily. Okay, so we use nylon backpacks, nylon raincoats. So these raincoats, they don't absorb the water. At the same time, they don't allow the water to seep through inside the raincoat. It will not come inside the raincoat. It won't absorb. And thirdly, it dries also very fast. Yes, similarly, the umbrella also is for the same purpose. So these are the 5 characteristic properties of nylon. That is, it is very strong. Secondly, it has elasticity. Third is it is light. Fourth, it is easy to wash. Fifth is it is even lustrous. So many things are made out of nylon. And how is nylon prepared? Nylon is prepared using coal, water, and air. And it's a synthetic fiber. Okay. Now we go to the other synthetic fibers, polyester and acrylic. So let us see what are the, first we'll see about polyester. Polyester fiber characteristics. So what are the characteristics of polyester? Now again, this is made out of a carbon compound known as ester. Okay. And these esters, n number of these molecules, they form a polyester. So polyester fiber is very strong. Polyester is very strong. It is resistant to stretching and shrinking. So polyester is, we generally use polyester to make fabrics and clothes made of polyester. You have saris, you have dress materials, you have shirts made of polyester. Okay. Then they are resistant to most chemicals. So they don't react with chemicals. So because they are very resistant, it is easy to maintain them. Then quick drying, very good property is quick drying. So polyester is generally, we use polyester during the rainy season and during winters in places like Jammu and Kashmir, Uttaranchal and Delhi, Agra, where most of the time there is a lot of fog and clothes don't dry up. So they like to wear polyester clothes. Okay, polyester clothes are worn. Of course, woolen should be worn on the polyester, but then polyester clothes help in quick drying. They're very strong also. And they are crisp and resilient when wet or dry. They become very crisp. When you touch the polyester, when it is wet, you'll feel like paper. The feel is like paper, holding paper. Then it is wrinkle resistant, very important. No ironing required. You can just put on the shirt or the dress and then go. And suppose you're in a hurry, you want to go. So what do? You pull out a polyester shirt or you pull out a polyester dress and quickly put it, because you don't need to iron it. Then mildew resistant, very important. Mildew resistant is, sometimes what happens is, during the rainy season, when we have our clothes in the cupboard, due to the dampness, there will be slight white colored or black colored fungus on the clothes. But then this polyester is mildew, it is resistant to that. Abrasion resistant. So abrasion resistant is, polyester will not, stick to your clothes, stick to your body, stick to the body, and then it will not cause any rashes and all. Then it retains the heat, set pleats and crease. So polyester, when we iron polyester, light ironing if we do it, and if there are some creases and pleats also, then what happens is, the heat will help to set those pleats if we want the pleats on the dress. Then easily washed, it can be easily washed. So all these characteristics of polyester make it a very good material for fabric and to use for various types of clothings to make. Okay, so what are the characteristics of polyester? It is very strong, it is resistant to stretching and shrinking, it is resistant to most chemicals, quick drying, easy washing, then no mildew formation or mildew resistant, then it can wrinkle resistant, so too many wrinkles will not be there. I will not say totally wrinkles will not be there, but then too many will not be there. A light ironing will be may be required if it is not stored properly, and then abrasion resistant, then it is can be easily washed and dried. Okay, so this is polyester fiber characteristics. So terylene is a popular polyester. If you go to the cloth stores next time, you ask them to show the fabric of terylene. Okay, so there, that is a polyester. Terylene is a polyester, and PET is a very familiar form of polyester. It is used for making bottles, utensils, films, wires, and many other useful products. PET. Okay, polytoluene. This is so. It is very familiar. If you see all those the disposable bottles, water bottles, which you buy mineral water, we say, and we buy those bottles, right? So those drinking water bottles are made of PET, which is polyester. It's a type of polyester. Okay, PET, it's made of PET, PET. These, and the fabric will look like this. Polyester fabrics appear a little like this. They can again be dyed and used. Okay, so these are the characteristics of polyester. Now we'll see what are the characteristics of acrylic. Now, acrylic is again a man-made fiber. So acrylic fiber, what are the characteristics? It has outstanding wickability and quick drying to move moisture from the body surface. Okay. Quick drying, acrylic. Acrylic, you have the acrylic paints also, but that is slightly different. It is in the paint form, but we are talking on the terms of fabric form. So acrylic fiber we are talking about. Then flexible aesthetics for wool-like, cotton-like blended appearance it gives. Acrylic can be wool-like also, okay, mixed with wool. Then it can be cotton-like also. Then it can be blended with, acrylic can be, if you see some sweaters, they're not completely woolen. They will have some acrylic in it. When acrylic fiber is used along with wool, then those sweaters or those woolens will be cheaper compared to the pure wool, pure woolen clothes. Okay. Then similarly, cotton, pure cotton clothes will be more expensive than when acrylic and cotton are mixed together to make the fabric. Then they are easily washed and they retain the shape. Then they're resistant to moths, oil, and chemicals. Okay, they're resistant to oil, moths, and chemicals. That means they, again, as I told you, the fungus and all, they don't attract the fungus. And oil and chemicals also, they are, so acrylic also can be used to make, the aprons. Aprons are also used or made for, because they are oil and chemicals resistant. Then they are dyeable, so you get in various colors. The acrylic, bright shades with excellent fastness. Then superior resistant to sunlight degradation. Sunlight degradation, if you see the cotton clothes or some clothes, when we put in the, dry them in the strong heat, so after some time, the color gets faded. Whereas in acrylic, in case of acrylic, nothing will happen. The colors remain as they are, as bright, as lustrous as they were when you bought them. They'll remain for years together. Okay, they will not tear easily unless we tear them. So they are very resistant to sunlight degradation. Whereas cotton clothes, especially, they lose their brightness and their color if they are put in the strong heat, strong sunlight. So that's why they say when you're drying cotton clothes, you should dry them ulta, reverse and dry them. So what happens is the color will not fade. Okay. So these are the acrylic fiber characteristics. So what all you have learned? And if you see here, these mats and all, they're made of acrylic. Towels. So here they have mixed cotton also in them. So cotton and acrylic. What happens is when cotton is mixed, it becomes very soft also. And at the same time, the absorption power will increase for the acrylic. And thirdly, because acrylic is there, these fabrics or these materials, they can dry up faster, easy to dry. Okay. So what are the what have we learned till now? We have learned about the types of fibers, natural fibers and man-made fibers. Natural fibers are plant-based, which is cotton and jute, and then animal-based wool and silk, which was learned in the previous classes. Now this class you're learning about the synthetic fibers. What are the synthetic fibers? Synthetic fibers are the man-made fibers. They are the artificial fibers. They are not natural fibers. So the synthetic fibers, they are made up of small units known as monomers. These monomers, they will link together, they combine together, they bond together, and they form what is known as a polymer. So these synthetic fabrics or synthetic fibers, they have long chains of these polymers. Okay. Then what are the various types of synthetic fibers? We have rayon, we have nylon, then polyester and acrylic. Although there may be many more, but these four you are learning the characteristics. Then when we talk about rayon, it is also known as artificial silk. Why was rayon actually, why did man think of making rayon? Because silk was very expensive. So they thought you should have something similar to silk, but cheaper than silk. So rayon was man-made synthetic fiber. So rayon is very lustrous. It is very cheaper, very important. Then it is smooth. It can be dyed into various colors. It is strong. Okay. So, and it appears like silk. Nylon, on the other hand, it is made from coal, water, and air. Rayon is made from the wood pulp, chemically treated wood pulp is, we get the rayon fiber. Nylon we get from coal plus water plus air. Yes. So rayon from the wood pulp. Of course, it is chemically treated. Then nylon you get from coal plus water plus air. So again, it is synthetic fiber, and nylon is very, very strong, even stronger than rayon. So nylon fiber is very strong. It is used to make the parachute cords of the parachute. Then it is used to make a number of articles, including the very most common and very essential toothbrush for man. Okay. So even the shoe brushes, yes, the shoes we polish and the brush we use to brush the shoes also are made of nylon fibers. Okay. Then nylon fabric or nylon clothes, they dry up very easily. They are, and they're very lightweight. They are elastic. They're easy to wash. They're easy to dry. And then you get in number of colors also. And they're very strong, very important. Then we have seen about polyester. Polyester again is used to make, again, it is very resistant to even fungus and moths, mildew, and it is also very strong. So all these synthetic or man-made fibers are very strong. If you see, they're very strong because man has put in some thought into it and made them very, very strong, and something which can be maintained very easily by man and which is cheaper, which can be afforded by all. Okay. Yes. And then, so PET, PET bottles, water bottles, which we generally buy, mineral water and all, they are made of the polyester. And also terylene material, very common terylene material is made out of the polyester. Then we have acrylic fiber. Acrylic fiber again is very easy to wash, quick drying it does. Then it is resistant to oil, chemicals, and also to the moths. then it is dyeable, and it can be, you can get bright shades of acrylic, and then superior resistant to sunlight and degradation. Okay, so you all, what you now you need to do is, you should know the what are the synthetic fibers, what are their single units, and the polymers. Okay, and then you should know the 4 types of the synthetic fibers and their characteristics, and at least 3 to 4 examples of the things made of those synthetic fibers. Okay, so I hope you're finding it interesting. So we will see more in the next topic, which will be doing about plastics. Okay, yes, so read the chapter till acrylics or till the synthetic fibers before we go on to the plastics. So I will see you soon with the next topic. Till then, this is Usha Mangipudi signing off.